Hey there, YouTube and fellow moviegoers. My name is Eric, and this is my Dark Phoenix review. Let's get rolling. Alright, so saw Dark Phoenix last night. Usually I shoot my reviews at night, and I'm drinking a beer. But I have a busy weekend ahead of me, so we're doing it this morning. Jean Grey is an incredibly strong telepath who is overcome with more power that she's really just not sure how to control. Once she obtains it, she starts freaking out, has a giant hissy fit because she can't contain it, runs off, starts doing bad things, and now the X-Men have to go and try to save her. All while this is happening, she's confronted by a group of shapeshifters who want this power that she's obtained. These shapeshifters have absolutely no backstory. Anywho, it's pretty much just everyone versus Jean Grey getting this power that shapeshifters are after. Sounds like a movie I saw earlier this year. I felt like each scene felt the same throughout the movie with the acting. It was just in a new location. The actors were just given a script, they read it, they were on set, they kind of did their thing. Like, there was no direction behind their acting. But it also very much felt like all these actors were done. Like, finally, the last Fox X-Men, you know? James McAvoy as Professor X just rode around as the concerned father who actually was the reason everything was bad, but couldn't confront or accept that the whole time. Sophie Turner, Ty Sheridan, the whole movie. Michael Fassbender always puts on a good performance, so as Magneto, I did like what he was doing. I will miss him. Maybe you say, hey, I want to go for Evan Peters and his Quicksilver role. Don't. You see him once, that's it, he's gone. This is director Simon Kinberg's first directed film, and it clearly shows. He's produced a bunch of stuff before it, you know, mostly superhero, X-Men, Fox-based, Fantastic Four, Logan. So he's done a lot of good and a lot of bad, but let me tell you, you can definitely tell he had no idea what he was doing on this. I feel like Fox as a studio just sat in a room and they were like, yeah, let's give him a try. He's wanted to direct. This is our last one. It doesn't matter what we do. We're getting bought out by Disney. Let the guy have a chance. And he failed. He just did not know how to tell a cohesive story, and it was completely unapparent throughout this. The whole time throughout the movie, it just felt like we were on a broken scooter, just kind of tooting along, just trying to get through. Cinematically, most of the time the shots felt out of place and really awkward. When there was like intimate moments and there was close-ups, it was either usually way too far in to where it was like an extreme close-up to where a medium or just a general close-up would have felt much more comfortable and fitting for the scene. A lot of that. And then that weird shaky cam too, like in moments where you want to build suspense and add to the story would be where you want to put something like a shaky cam in. There was random shaky cams followed by still cams multiple times. The buddy I went with, we just sat there and laughed at it. Actors' framings were always off and super awkward. Anytime there was like over the shoulder shots and you would see just like the back of the head of the person being spoken to, it was always way too close. I will say there was a few cool shots at the end when there was like the big climactic fight scene, but outside of that, the editing was pretty funny. Like I said with the acting, how each sequence felt the same, so did the editing. It's like the same story was being told, just in a different manner. It was extraordinarily choppy and just weird. Probably more than anything hurt this movie. Nothing great to say about the special effects in this either. I was really excited coming in just to see what kind of different powers, because, you know, in all these X-Men movies, they bring in like random mutants, you know, that's a part of like Magneto's little gang, and they usually have pretty neat powers that generally the main cast doesn't have. So I was really excited to come in and see something new. Nothing. Beast's transformations look worse than a werewolf in London. We've seen good CGI in the past X-Men, and you can just tell the lack of effort in this. That goes for everything throughout it, not just the special effects. The acting, I mean, people were done. People were just done with this. They knew they were being sold off, and you could tell. In my opinion, I feel like they probably shouldn't have even made this movie. I feel like they're going to lose a huge profit on it. And then you got idiots like me going to see it. I'm telling you, please do not waste your time with this. I think this was just like the worst case of senioritis in film history. I think it's pretty clear if you watched all the way through this how I'm rating this. Just don't. Go see Secret Life of Pets 2. or something other than this. This is the worst X-Men movie ever made, and it will be shelved and forgotten by all. And let's just be excited that Marvel now has it back and will be creating their own adaptation of our mutants, finally. So, yeah, there we go. That's my grumpy 6 a.m. Dark Phoenix review. Cheers. Thank you for watching, YouTube. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed this content, please hit subscribe as well as that little bell so you know when I have new content coming out. Please come hang out with me next week for my review then. And until then, I hope you take care. Thank you, YouTube.